Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show.
It's Rob and Sandra from My Wife the Dietitian, and this is Nutrition Nuggets.
This is a question from a client yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And it's a good one because I get it from a lot of people, because people kind of get in the groove of having a good dinner and they have a hearty breakfast after we've been working together. Because I'm totally all about, when you wake up, try to have something for breakfast within the first 2 hours.
That's the most important meal of the day, apparently.
Well, I don't know. Anyways, the question is, what do I have for lunch? I end up just grazing through the day because I don't have time to stop and I haven't planned anything. So I just don't end up eating a meal.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on the go. I mean, I eat at home, so it makes it a little easier.
She works at home.
Oh, she does. Mm-hmm. But she just doesn't have time to figure out the plan for the meal. Yeah, I get that.
Yep. And not everybody wants leftovers for dinner or for lunch, or they ate somewhere else for dinner and then they don't really have leftovers. So and I know exactly what she means, because it is you have to plan ahead a little bit, the night before, if you want to have a good lunch during your work day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even mine, to be honest, it does take me a while to make it and get everything out and cut things up and prepare it. And it's not a quick lunch.
Yeah. You almost have to have that built into the schedule, right?
Exactly.
Time blocked.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have the luxury of being at home. Not everybody does. So we've done other episodes about, we did one on easy lunch ideas, Nutrition Nuggets 52. Mm-hmm. And then there was another one about creative lunch ideas for work and school. That was episode 141. And that was a lot of ideas for preparing a meal beforehand, the kids' lunches and... Yeah,
things you take with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So part of it is we want to incorporate veggies and protein and fiber in the lunch.
Right.
Because that's, the lunch is a good opportunity to get some more veggies in there, because a lot of times people only have veggies at dinner.
Exactly. And remember that fiber is carbs.
Well, fiber,
right?
Not necessarily. Fiber is also veggies and carbs.
It is, but people get caught up in those terms. I got to get my macros and my carbs and my protein and all that. So, yeah, fiber fits in under the carbs, right?
Yeah, part of that. Yeah, and also it could be the plant-based protein. It could be the veggie. So let's talk about the actual food.
All right.
So one thing that I really have seen worked for a lot of people, because it's a takeaway kind of meal and you can prepare it ahead of time. So that would be the mason jar salad. Have you seen those?
I have.
Those are great, eh?
Yeah.
Do you know what's in them?
Well, can it not be anything you want to put in them?
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole idea with a salad? I would assume chunks of stuff rather than leafy stuff would be easier. More like a Greek salad kind of thing versus a leafy lettuce salad. But right. I suppose that would work too, I guess.
So you know how rice bowls and grain bowls are something that, definitely we eat. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is
similar.
Is it layered?
Yeah, it's layered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
maybe I haven't seen that.
Okay. Yeah, you could look on Pinterest. There's lots of nice pictures of different mason jar salads. There's, you can get the Mediterranean style or Mexico, taco style, Southwestern chicken kind of style. But there's some tips with these. Always put the dressing on the bottom. So whatever dressing, you put it on in first.
Okay, I was going to ask about that. So as long as you don't tip the jar upside down before you're ready to eat, then everything will stay unsaturated.
Well, you could. I mean, if you want it to be well moistened.
Well oiled.
But the last thing you put on top is the greens. So the leafy greens.
Okay.
And it could last about 4 days in the fridge.
And are you supposed to eat it out of that, or you dump it in a bowl?
You can do whatever you want. There's no rules.
It just seems like it would be difficult to eat out of a jar. But,
Yeah,
but
well,
I guess you could.
People are driving,
Sure.
or they're, not that we encourage like dashboard dining, but it's just the reality of life these days. So if you're on the go, this is one of those meals that it's kind of like a easy, convenient, kind of like a wrap, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, the mason jar salad. So the bottom would be whatever dressing. So it could be oil and vinegar and some spices. And then the next layer would be some veggies, like chunky veggies, like say cut up cucumbers, carrots, peppers, onions. And then the next layer could be some sort of protein. So it could be a plant-based protein if you are vegetarian, or if you just want to have some, plant-based lunch. So that could be, what do you think?
For a plant-based protein? Well, I always say tofu.
Yeah, that would work. Or
edamame.
lentils.
Right. All your beans and all that
Exactly.
stuff.
Chickpeas, beans. That's what mason jar salads, I normally see beans in there because it is a good way to incorporate some legumes and lentils and pulses and, beans. So that could be the protein, or you could even, have that as part of the protein. You could have some chicken and some chickpeas.
How many beans do you need? Like a cup of beans is a serving of protein?
No, it's half a cup.
Oh, okay. So not that much.
Yeah, it wouldn't, it depends on the size of the mason jar, but
yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could get enough in there.
And then for the slow digesting carbs with low glycemic index, it could be like the quinoa or farro. We did an episode on farro a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, farro's awesome.
And that's FARRO. It's a whole grain. It's kind of like a grain of the Mediterranean, they call it.
And it's got some protein in it too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think I was surprised.
Most grains all do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So also rice, brown rice or wild rice or some sort of rice could be the grain in that mason jar.
Right.
And then on top would be the whatever spinach or kale or arugula or romaine, like a leafy green. And then you can put a garnish of nuts or hemp hearts, like seeds, pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds, or feta, a little bit of salty textured cheese like feta, or even some dried fruit like raisins or craisins or whatever the recipe would call for. Some dried fruit would work, or even berries and herbs would also be another addition to that mason jar salad.
You know what I'm loving in my salads these days?
What's that?
Is things that are pickled.
Yeah.
So we've got a few things in our fridge on a regular basis that are pickled. We've got like pickled asparagus, pickled eggs. We've got hot peppers too, which is kind of like in a juice, I guess. But
banana peppers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Banana peppers, or even pickles. But those things cut up, just a little bit of those will really add a lot of zing to your salad.
Yeah, or
like
kimchi.
Kimchi too, yeah. And you don't need a lot, but it just sort of brings your salad to life. It's like a nice accent.
Totally.
And it just like makes it really fresh and adds a lot of flavor with just a little bit of whatever it is that you're cutting up and putting in there. Yeah,
no, absolutely. It definitely, like, I'm just thinking that kimchi is just so spicy. And then you're also getting the probiotic, or if it's sauerkraut, or that could work too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, like a taco style, I mentioned like a Mexican would be like on the bottom with salsa. That's kind of the dressing, right? And then corn, black beans, red peppers. It could be some chicken, cheddar cheese, and maybe some leafy greens like spinach. And just as you're eating it, you can crumble up some tortilla chips.
Exactly. Yeah, the end of the bag when you've got your bag of nacho chips.
Yeah.
Those are always great to just dump it in the soup or on your salad there, or you just break them up in your hand, I suppose, too. But yeah.
Yeah.
I always use those for something.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to throw those away.
Exactly.
The Mediterranean recipe, I think I mentioned like olive oil and vinegar and oregano, and then some chunky like tomatoes, cucumbers, red onion, and then the layer of maybe cooked lentils, or you could get canned that's already to use, and then feta and arugula and olives.
Delicious.
So good. So good. I love your idea of the pickled veggies or kimchi or sauerkraut in there too.
I think we've mentioned this before, or maybe it was in the newsletter as one of the weekly tips, but if you have a jar of something you've bought, a jar of pickles, for instance, that you've bought at the store and you've eaten all the pickles and it's just the juice that's left, throw something in there, because it will, like, throw some cucumbers or cut up, red pepper or something like that. And then it will take on that pickled flavor. And then you've got that ready to go to add to your salads. And, doing as much prep ahead of time, especially with your veggies and cutting those things up, that's what takes the time when you're preparing anything. So if you can have things ready to go ahead of time and you just have to like grab them and throw them in, that'll save you a ton of time. And these just taste good. They're
so good. But, they only last if, not as long as like a jar of pickles or something, just because you're getting like
half the flavor kind of thing.
And you're not canning it. Like it's not, like you're not washing those veggies and canning it
right.
like the way that you would actually make the pickled jar in the first place. But it definitely works for short term.
Yeah, just adds a bit of flavor.
Yeah. There's a few other episodes that I want to point people to because like episode 54, we did salad as a meal. Remember that one?
That was a good one.
Yeah, where you build your salad so that, for lunch is a good example of having.
That's what I do for lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, like salad bar.
Yeah, it's just a bowl. I start with my leafy greens, and then I just, whatever's in the fridge, I just throw it in. So all the veggies and then all the pickled stuff and whatever kind of protein we have on hand. And yeah, it's great. And there's tons of variety, and it's not a sandwich because I just got tired of eating sandwiches. So yeah, it's something different.
Absolutely. And you can think of like, if you have a sweet potato or a yam, you could cut that in half, put it in the microwave, and then add some canned black beans that are just ready to use, some corn, red pepper, and then, a little drizzle of salad dressing and possibly yogurt.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, those are some ideas. And also like a wrap. Like we've talked about this before, but if you can get a sprouted grain wrap or a higher fiber wrap, and you could put a lot of hummus on that. And then if you have some veggies that are left over from dinner, some roasted zucchini or roasted red peppers, you can add some spinach and some hemp parts. And then you've got a really good hummus and grilled veggie wrap.
Mm-hmm. I've put just about everything in a wrap, and everything works. I mean, it's not just like a deli sandwich type theme with wraps. You can put pretty much anything in there that you can think of, and they usually work out really well.
Yeah, and it's an easy way to get veggies in because you can get those shredded carrots or coleslaw mix that in the,
the bagged salad kind of.
Yeah. And then those are so easy to add veggies into your wrap. So that's the thing with lunch. It's a really good opportunity to have some veggies in there, because I think the standard lunches that a lot of people, historically have been eating, like you think a bagel and cream cheese or, a sandwich.
Peanut butter and jam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's not really any veggies. So it is a good opportunity in the day to get some protein and veggies and some fiber.
Mm-hmm. Smoothies too, I guess, would be another option. I usually have a smoothie as a snack, but I had a smoothie the other day and it had a banana, 2 figs, a handful of berries, a bit of soy milk, I think. Like it was just I'm like, oh my God, this is like a meal. like with all the stuff I had put in it.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it fills you up and it's quick. So if you need a quick lunch that's kind of portable, like you're working through your lunch at your desk or something, that's an option as well.
And we did an episode all about building a smoothie.
Yeah.
We'll link that in the show notes too, because that's a good one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So hopefully that gives people some ideas of other than just a sandwich and soup. You know, there's lots of different like mason jar salads or wraps or a salad bar kind of meal. And we want you to just get some veggies in at lunch with protein and some fiber.
Mm-hmm.
It helps round out the day, and then it helps reduce the cravings later when you're tired after work or at the end of the day.
Exactly. And we've got tips like this every week in our newsletter, and that's free to join through our website. You can go to mywifethedietitian.com and sign up for it there. We've got recipe ideas, weekly tips, different ideas of things you can do with veggies, updates on shows and what's coming up and all sorts of things. So it's a real wealth of information if that's something of interest. You can check that out. You can also send us your questions through the website, through our email. It's mywifethed@gmail.com. Love answering listener questions, so feel free to let us know what's on your mind. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Love hearing comments and questions there as well, so feel free to communicate to us through those platforms. We love hearing your feedback as well. Anywhere you can let us know what you think of the show would be super helpful. Sharing with a friend too. Love if you can do that. Helps us, helps your friend. So that is it for this week. We will be back next Monday with a full episode. So until then, have a fantastic week, everyone.
Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.